Hello everyone, just a regular maintenance on my KTM 525 EXC. I wanted to show all the process on tape, on screen, but I pulled everything in like 20 minutes. The most important thing was to pull apart this like rear end, rear fork. I managed to do it just like loosening this one screw and another screw on the shock absorber on the bottom. So it was really easy, and I just took apart everything in 20 minutes, as I mentioned. Now I need to check bearings in this fork, and I also need to check some other things. So the main seal, output shaft seal was leaking. I had some problems with my Kickstarter, it was worn at this place, so I just bought new OEM one and replaced it. I'm going to replace my side stand, change some clutch fluid, change clutch lever. So I dropped the bike in a parking lot. I also disassembled my brakes. These are okay, pans are okay, maybe some rusted bits and pieces. Some of them I'm going to change. And now I will show you my process of adjusting the valves. So we have two valve covers here, and all you need to do is to take off the gas tank, and I highly recommend to unbolt the radiator so you can wiggle it a bit to access these exhaust valves. By the way, I cleaned the engine a bit before doing this job, so no debris are going to fall into. I have this cover off. The gasket is crushed. It has some marks right here. I have a new one, but I think I'm just going to reuse this one. Now I need to put my engine in top dead center, and I have my spark plug partly out. I'm just looking for the place where valves are loose. You can see the adjusters right here, and basically what you have is a screw with a nut, and nut is used to lock the screw into place. Let's say this is the screw. It rests on the valve, and this nut locks it. You must loosen this nut and put the screw in. Then you must turn it for 60 degrees. So this nut has 6 edges, and the circle has 360 degrees. So you turn this nut for one edge of the screw, and you, based on the thread pitch, you get exactly 0.0125 millimeters. So I have my screwdriver in for adjustment, and I am losing this nut. It is a bit more than 60 degrees. Last time I adjusted it, I made these valves a bit looser. It is a bit more than 60. And I am tightening it up. And it's always a better idea to be a bit too loose than too tight. Tight valves burns engines, loose valve just makes a bit less power. I accidentally knocked my coolant hose off, and well, you can take the radiators off, it's just 3 clamps. And later on you can take the head off, the cylinder off, and everything else off if you want. But I don't think it is necessary now. And the same procedure on the intake valves. If you are skilled, you can make it in like 5 minutes, I believe. So intake valves was about 90 degrees off, how it should be. Not off, but 90 degrees turning. So I'm just tightening. And this one also 90 degrees. spot on. Now you need to put these covers on, and you need a somewhat functional gasket. This one is tearing a bit, but it's on the outside edge, so it makes no difference. And these screws comes with the copper washers. And of course you must replace these, but one trick, if you don't have new ones, you can heat these up and then cool them down either slowly or just dump them into the water. And this will re-anneal the copper and makes it like pliable. Because copper hardens and it loses its plasticity when you squash it. I'm going to check this fork. These bearings are okay, I can pull this apart. I just need to apply some new grease on this, and I can't disassemble this one so quickly, so I'm going to use my fancy bearing puller. I'm going to try it for the first time, and thank you Bitcoin for bringing me these expensive and unnecessary tools. That's it. I could of course use a screwdriver or something, but it's nothing like a 300 euros tool in your hands that you got for nothing. Okay, I just cleaned it with kerosene and with some of this overpriced kerosene. Later on I'm going to lubricate it with some grease, of course. So that's it for this evening.